Oh my God, we are finally live. It is Michelle coming to you from Digital Divas down under here in Nelson, New Zealand. And I apologize if you have been trying to jump on half an hour ago. We had a bit of a diva disaster with me setting up a new YouTube Instagram account. New YouTube account to broadcast as Digital Divas. So I do apologize. But that's the thing about this business. And if you read my post this today, 1 year ago, just over a year ago, if you had asked me to be here, to be doing Google Hangouts live, to be doing Zoom calls with team members, to be running an online course, a paid online course, to be holding a workshop for about 15 ladies and a speaking engagement with over 100 ladies, I would have said you were a picnic short of a sandwich, because I was just not in that right place. And I don't know if you are in a transition with your business, or maybe you were like me 1 year ago where you were struggling to get leads, struggling to get sales, and you'd become just really, really frustrated. And I was sad, and I was mad, and I was 30K in debt. 43-year-old mother of 2 kids who is now then living on my parents' sofa bed. I left home when I was 17 years old, so that was quite a bitter pill to swallow. But I also realized that for me to be successful in my online business is I needed to take responsibility for my situation in my personal life and in my online life. And I reached out to a millionaire mentor. And once I had connected with him and learned to take on personal development and the importance of mindset, was I able to pretty much 10x my business and create an income by leveraging the internet and being able to work around my kids, plus be able to put a deposit on a house and move out of my parents' little 2-bedroom flat. So I want to encourage you, if you are in that place, that maybe a dark place where you're really struggling, then follow the rest of this presentation, because hopefully we'll be able to provide some value to you. But before I continue on, I am actually going to pass you over to my business partner in crime, Kelly. Now, she is a quasi, and she is going to tell you what that is. Take it away, Kels.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Well, yes, I am a quasi. So born in New Zealand, raised in Australia, and Michelle just coined the term quasi with me a couple of weeks ago, and it's the perfect fit. So I live in Perth in Western Australia, and I'm going to share a little bit about myself because maybe you don't know who the heck I am. I have a background in administration and being a personal assistant and marketing and HR, and I worked for accounting firms in commerce, and then I also worked in construction and mining doing FIFO in both Australia and Canada. And I did those things for about 15 years. And the thing is that I loved those jobs because they paid me really well. And I was able to travel a lot in the world. You know, I moved to Canada, I traveled throughout the States, I went to the Caribbean, I went to Mexico, I went back to Thailand, I went through Iceland. Like, I did some amazing, amazing travel, and I absolutely loved it. But I was a very angry, frustrated person who had high anxiety. And living a life like that where you're really deeply, deeply unhappy, what that meant for me was that I suffered a lot of workplace injuries. And I had really bad tendonitis in my wrist. Like, it was so bad, I couldn't tear a piece of paper at the office without agonizing shooting pain down my wrist. But I didn't listen to my body. I just kept doing what I was doing. And so finally, in 2012, I had a breakdown, and I reached out to a friend of mine who's a life coach, and I just sort of said to her, I can't live like this anymore. And she encouraged me to go to a personal development seminar that she works it literally changed my life. It changed my mindset. I started understanding why I felt the way that I did, why I acted the way that I did, why I made choices, like sometimes the same bad choices over and over again. So that was a pivotal point in my life where I really started to turn things around. But it also was another 3 years of not living my purpose and not living from my true authentic self. And so I actually suffered another really bad workplace injury, and it was literally the workplace that broke my back. I had 2 partial slip discs in my back, and finally, after I semi-healed from that, I just sort of said, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not living a life like this. And that's when I found online entrepreneurship, and it gave me the chance to start really and truly healing my body, because I started really and truly feeling myself emotionally. And that was the most important thing for me. So that's what's brought me here today. And we really, like Michelle said, a year ago, she wasn't doing the things that we're doing now. And when I came across Michelle and developed a relationship with her, and she sort of took me on this path, guided me down the I don't know if it's the road of recovery, probably, but really sort of showed me the way of how to develop relationships online with people and how to build a business online, because it's really not about your 200 closest friends and family. They are not your ticket to freedom. And I think for a lot of us, and particularly entrepreneurs, freedom is such a core value for us. So do you want me to share my screen, Michelle, and just lean into the presentation?
Yeah, that would be great. Thanks, Kels.
This will be interesting because I've never screen shared before. Okay. Can you let me know if you can see my screen, Michelle?
Yeah, so I need to minimize it now.
Okay. What?
There you go. And now you just, yep, that's it. And now you just want to hit the play on the screen.
Well, this is interesting. So this is what happens in entrepreneurship, is that you just dive in and you figure it out. I don't know why I'm struggling today. Like, I really do know how to use PowerPoint. Isn't that just magic? So we want to talk to you today because you are probably at a point of transition, or a breaking point maybe in your business, because you're experiencing some challenges. And we've learned from our millionaire mentor that the greatest challenges we have in particularly network marketing is that we hate harassing our friends and family. And, we're told quite often in that the network marketing business model that we get a list of our 200 friends and family together, and, we share the opportunity with them. And I don't know about you, but my experience and other entrepreneurs I work with have found that that creates a lot of pain because of rejection. So you might have a really great product and you might have a really great business opportunity, but the thing is if you are pitching and selling that business to people, then you're really going to get that pushback, and you've probably experienced that quite a lot. I know that I have experienced that. I mean, there's friends of mine who I do think would really be great at the business that I do. And I have shared with them, man, you would be great at this. You've got all these skills. You're this awesome person. You love talking to people. You should really get on board with this or create the freedom. And they're just like, yeah, I'm not really interested. And so it's because we're trying to pitch people on a model, and it just doesn't work out that well for you. So the other problem we face in business is that we don't know how to close and upsell. And that's a massive challenge, because if you're not closing and selling to people, and every business you will be selling in, if you don't know how to do it, you're not going to make money, and you will potentially go. And then in order to make sales, we need to know how to get this flow of unlimited leads coming to us. It's so important, because without those leads, we just don't have any business. We don't have any options. And then when it comes to, even a bricks and mortar business, if you have, maybe a massage therapy business, or you have a retail store, or you're in network marketing, you have to be able to teach your team how to duplicate your results. Because if you just have this massive front line and you're doing all the selling, but none of your team is selling, then that's not going to generate that residual income that we're so often looking for. So really just want to share some ideas with you today on how you can overcome these challenges in your business, and what some better practices are for you to really create that freedom. So we teach a Facebook marketing strategy, and we teach a free Facebook marketing strategy. And because a lot of the times we get into these businesses and, we're told, we're going to blog our way to freedom or whatever it is, but it's really about generating those relationships. And we need to do that by providing value to people. So these are some posts that we've done. And if you can take a look, there's like, if you're not interacting with your people, you're not making money. At the time that I took this picture, it had 32 people, 33 people, found value in that. So those are people that I could reach out to and just have a chat with them, see what's going on in their world. And it's not about, reaching out to them and pitching my business to them, but genuinely, seeing what's going on for them, seeing if I can be of service to them. Just yesterday, I put a post out on Facebook, and I had a lady who I've never spoken to before send me a private message just thanking me with such gratitude, because she had a breakthrough from what I shared. And I just felt so grateful that I could be of service to someone like that. And that is building a relationship. I mean, she may never be interested in my business, but not everyone will be. But this is how you create value for people, and then they want to do business with you, because people do business, people that they like and people that they trust. And when you're sharing valuable content, they start to trust you. So another great thing that a lot of us entrepreneurs do is that we are inspired by leaders. Now, most of you have probably heard of Tony Robbins and Marie Forleo, and Carrie Green is an amazing young female entrepreneur in the UK. And they share such amazing content. They share so much knowledge and their own personal breakthroughs and what's worked for them. So you really need to tap into those resources yourself, and then share content. Share what you've learned from these people with your audience and help them grow. That's what I feel is my responsibility, and as an entrepreneur, and it's actually my passion. Like, I love it. I really love the change that I've created in my own life, and so now I pay it forward by sharing that with other people. And then that value, we want to switch it up. We want to put, exciting stuff on there. And this is Michelle's cute little baby. Look at all these leads that we have here. So, and this is just by sharing, we share bits about ourselves and what's going on in our world. I mean, Michelle is from the gorgeous Nelson, New Zealand, and that picture in the background is just amazing. But this develops a relationship with people, because people are getting to know you. So where do you live? What do you do? What do you love? What are your passions? And this is all how you're generating a relationship with people online. So I really do the importance of mindset in your business. And like, if you're not growing, you are dying. And I love this quote because it's so, so true. You know, I was talking a little bit before about how I was not living a life that I loved. And I was sad and angry and frustrated and had a lot of anxiety at the time. And all of that time, I kept making decisions and kept making choices, the same choices over and over and over again, because I wasn't working on my mindset. And so I'm just going to come out of this share screen if I can figure out how to do that. Michelle, can you help me?
Just at the bottom.
Stop sharing. I did it. Sometimes I hate, sometimes I'm not a fan of talking about something so passionate to me when you can't see my face when it's just a PowerPoint presentation. So I really do want to talk about the importance of mindset, because Michelle and I wouldn't be where we're at today if we didn't have really strong mindset practices and if we didn't listen to our mentors, because sometimes it's just a few little tweaks that you need to make. And you don't do that by living the way that you've always lived, because if you do the things you've always done, you'll get the things you've always got. So for me, being an entrepreneur is really about courage and tenacity and consistent action. And for us, that consistent action is mindset practices. So we do affirmations and we do proclamations and we read books and we watch those YouTube videos and podcasts, listen to podcasts and all that type of thing. And it isn't, mindset isn't about being positive all the time, because you literally can't be. We need to experience that polarity between, positive and negative to appreciate the two. But it is about being curious, and it is about learning what those limiting beliefs are that you have, those negative beliefs that you have going on at a subconscious level, tapping into them, figuring out where they came from, how you formed them, and then letting them go, and then replacing them with better thinking thoughts and feelings and emotions, and better practices. And how we do that is really by, with ourselves. Michelle and I, we were scheduled to go live at 4:30 today, and then we had these digital diva challenges, and we went through a process before we came on here. We said to each other, what's been going on for you today? Like, what do you need to let go of? And then we did a few affirmations. We closed our eyes, we connected with our hearts, and, we said some affirmations, and we got into that better feeling space. Because if we'd had just, because we were feeling a little frazzled. You have challenges that come up in your life. But it's also about having strategies that you can use to move through those, to get you back into that better feeling place. And I'm still feeling a little bit nervous on here, but a year ago I was struggling with doing something like this. I was struggling with my self-belief and my self-worth, and it's only because I tapped into doing affirmations and proclamations and really getting clear of the vision I have for my life and where I'm going and what I want to create. And doing that on a daily basis, meditating, reading, it's all the reason why we're at where we're at today. It is so, so, so important. So if you get nothing else out of our presentation today, and you're not doing any mindset practices, I kind of call them heart set practices too, because it is about making a shift from our minds down into our hearts. And that's what meditation and reading and listening to things does for us. But it is the core of our business too, personal development and leadership. It is the core of our business. And if you want to create team duplication, and if you want to have a successful business, and if you want your team to be successful, then you need to be operating from a place of personal development, because that's really the core of any business. you need to be able to encourage people and support people through their growth. And we do that through our mindset, and we do that through our personal development, and the journaling that you might do, setting intentions and outcomes, all of those things. And it comes down to a consistent daily mindset and heartset practice that we do. So that's really what I wanted to share with you today on that. And I'm going to pass you back over to Michelle. I hope I didn't talk too fast.
No, we can understand your Aussie accent. It is fine. It's when I invite you to have fish and chips on my big deck here in New Zealand that could confuse some listeners. So I am going to share my screen now. We'll go into the business side of the presentation. But as Kelly said, mindset and personal development is so key to business success. And I wasn't a believer of personal development over a year ago. I just thought it was a bit woo-woo. I wasn't reading any books at all, and no wonder I wasn't getting the results and was feeling pretty down and out. So let's just share. Alrighty. Okay, so as Kelly said, 2 things that we must have to be successful. And without these 2 things, your business will go under, or it could be a very expensive hobby. Is that you're wanting to get the leads and you're wanting to get the cash flow. So we actually use a free Facebook strategy or Instagram to be able to get leads for our business. And I know so many companies out there, once you've invested in a high ticket item, is that, okay, now you have to pay for advertising, and you don't know that you need about $500 in an advertising budget every single month. So with this business strategy, we actually teach free strategies, so you don't have to pay for marketing at all unless you choose to. And how to hit mass market industry wide is to focus on these 2 areas, so your personal development and leadership training and marketing strategies for any business. So how do we get those? Okay, so at the back end of our business, we have what is called the Genesis Educational Library, and it has a wealth of information. So interviews from personal development legends. We have Darren Little himself, who is our millionaire mentor. We also have our Ray Higdon. So for those of you who are on the online space, you'll probably know Ray. He's very big in the network marketing sphere. If you don't know him, I'd certainly check him out. And we also have Tracy Walker, a phenomenal female leader. Mindset, as we said, as we know, even Tony Robbins himself says that it's 80% mindset, 20% strategy. So within our back office, we have what is called the Village, and we have a health and wellness section, because obviously you need to keep well. The entrepreneurial journey can be quite a roller coaster ride at times, and you want to be well at the end of the day so you can spend the nice income that you're going to earn. And marketing strategies that you can use for any business. So email copy that sells, Facebook traffic with buys, Google AdWords, 4-figure promotions, personal finance and credit. I mean, these are just a few examples of what we have within our educational library. And our team, we have a phenomenal team. Oh, I can't even say it. We have an amazing team. This is Kelly, the Quasi. She recently earned $1,000 in one day. And what was absolutely amazing, this is actually in US dollars, guys. It was paid straight into her PayPal account. So instant commissions, you're not having to be paid on the 25th of the month, or even some companies will hold a percentage of your earnings for merchant fees. All of these $1,000 payments are as. Naomi, she is from Perth, Australia, 2,602 days. Nicole, she actually resides in the United States, so $3,000 a day. There's myself. When I was sunning out in Thailand, I had $10,000 a month. And Charlene Savage, she's another quasi. She actually lives in the Gold Coast of Australia, $27,000 in 7 weeks, and she is a solo mum. So top effort to Charlene. And we do have some gentlemen in our team as well. I mean, this is only a small portion of the results that we have. So amazing business model. And we don't have one or two, but actually 3 millionaire mentors in our team to, help us on a daily basis with coaching. So we have Cedric D. Penn in number 1. He is actually a Amazon best-selling author, and his net worth is about $17 million. Ari Maccabee is an American. He's into multiple streams of income, so he has a wealth of experience in different business models. And then we have Darren Little himself, who is a head poncho in the Black Ops Underground Commission project. And he's had about 26 years of network marketing experience. So, these guys have made all the mistakes. So they show us the formula to follow, and if we don't reinvent the wheel, which I was very good at doing, then you can get those $1,000 days. So here is what you get. The Genesis Library with the resale rights. Millionaire Mentoring by our 3 millionaires in-house. Black Ops Underground Commission Project, which is our team name. It comes with its private Facebook group and chat for support. Personal development and leadership, which is very key. Instagram training is available, and access to unlimited $1,000 commissions with only one pass up to your sponsor. So that's all that is required. There's no monthly fees at all. It is a one-off cost. So we won't tell you that it's valued at over $25,000 because we know the value in it. And, even if you were to be privately mentored by Darren, his going rate for a year is $40,000 US. And we have access to him by just sending him a Facebook message or giving him a call. But we will tell you that you will pay $299 US annually for the resale rights of the business, and $1,000 goes to your sponsor via PayPal, Bitcoin, or bank transfer, whatever tickles your fancy. And then there's a lovely PayPal processing fee if you take that route. So it's all valued at $1,349 US, which kickstarts you off to make those $1,000 commissions. So if you are wanting to get started with us, do reach out to the person who invited you along here today. That's really, really important. And ask them to, have a chat. They will gladly pick up the phone and schedule what we like to call a virtual coffee call, just to, answer any questions that you may have. And this business may or it may not be for you, and that is totally okay. It's not for everyone. So if you're ready to 10x your life with a Black Ops and digital we would absolutely love to have you on our team. So I am here now it's at the half of the hour almost. We wanted to keep it nice and sweet. So I know a couple of you have been waiting that extra time. So Kelly, is there anything else that you would like to add before we finish up for the evening?
Yeah, I guess I just want to share that we have a lot of people join our team, and they don't necessarily join our team to make the $1,000 commissions, although it's very nice, trust me. But they do join our team because the training that we give applies to any business. So we've got a lady who's a real estate agent, and she increased her income by $50,000 using the strategies that we teach in here. And then Justin James, he's an engineer, and he was negotiating additional contracts. He got a 30% pay rise, Michelle? Do you remember what that was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in addition to what he was earning before, using the strategies that we teach. So it's not our intention to take you away from your primary business. So if you have like a health and wellness business already, or you're into shakes, or you are into like electricity companies, or whatever it is that you're in, if you're not having that success in those businesses right now, you can have the success in those businesses. It's just that you probably need to learn a few little tweaks and the strategies that we use to grow our businesses, to be able to grow those businesses that you're already in. So yeah, I just really wanted to share that.
Cool. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming along tonight. We really, really appreciate your time, wherever you are in the world. So if you are in New Zealand, you'll probably be about to get to bed because I know I will be. And if you're ever in Australia, you're probably about ready to have dinner. So we will let you go. And thank you so much for being here. So bye for now.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.